Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Timothy here with Mana Rocks, and we are going to play our final Eldraine Courtside Brawl deck. That is the Fairy Schemes deck. I've been saying in basically every video that I think this deck is leaps and bounds better than the rest of them, mainly because it can just flood the board with creatures and trade off if need to. It has tricks, it has card draw, it has board wipes. It has more board wipes than the rest of the deck, which I think is kind of ludicrous. But our commander is Layla, Artful Provocateur. It's 1 white, blue, black, Esper colors for a 2/3 flying, death touch, lifelink. So lots of relevant abilities. Gives your other flyers +1/+0, and whenever you cast an artifact or enchantment spell, you make a 1/1 flying angel. So this is a combination of a flyer deck, an enchantress deck, and an artifact deck. It doesn't really matter whether you're casting artifacts or enchantments, you get triggers off of them. You have these stupid top-end cards like Saphara and the Shimmer Dragon that the other decks can't deal with. And then you have a bunch of card draw. You have some kind of janky cards in the middle. You have board wipes. You have Smother and Tithe. Like, you just have a lot of good stuff. And if they don't kill the commander right away, you basically just win every single time, which I think is annoying. Also, you have the cheapest of the commanders. All of the rest cost 5 or 6. This one cost 4. And you can just get very far ahead of the opponent with good win cons. Good early game interaction, good board wipes, good stabilization cards. Overall, this card is just good, and the deck seems really powerful compared to something like Knights, which can't really recover from a board wipe, or Tulane, which doesn't have a lot of top-end stuff to do or struggles to find a way to win the game. It's also not as clunky as the Corvold deck. So I do think this is the best, and we'll see if that pans out here. But before we get into our 3 matches, let me remind you that you can subscribe below. If you like Brawl, if you like Arena, if you like Magic, if you like Mana Rocks, feel free to subscribe below. Show some support for the channel, or find us on Twitter at MTG_Mana Rocks, and we can talk about this. If you want to see more Brawl content on this channel, let me know. All right, match number 1 coming up. All right, we are here with match number 1. We're on the draw. All of these decks want to be on the play, especially this one, but especially against this deck in particular is the one I don't want my opponent to be on the play for, because they can ramp so far ahead of you. Let's just play Temple of Silence here. And Prison Realm seems fine. It gives us an enchantment for Banish into Fable. Also gives us a way to just deal with Tulane. Here comes a Mana Dork, I'm assuming. I just love to draw a board wipe against this opponent. I'm going to go and crack my Evolving Wilds next. Go get an island, and we'll just pass the turn. Probably going to Prison Realm Tulane as soon as they play it. Just keeping them off Tulane is very important. I mean, they're going to go like Mana Dork here or something like that. Also, drawing something like Massacre Girl or Kaya's Wrath against this deck is very, very relevant. Biomancer's Familiar, kind of insane. Ooh, can they adapt right now? No. This costs 2 less. Still 3 mana to adapt. Let's not be ridiculous. So let's go Guildgate. Could play Shambling Suit this turn, but that card's not very good. Let's go Guildgate Golden Egg. Just advance our draws a little bit. Winged Words is fine. This card's very good at stabilizing later on if we need to. We need to stick in an artifact and enchantment for it to be really good, but it gives us 6 power and toughness on board, instant speed, and bounces 3 permanents. Not sure what else we really want to ask for there. So our opponent going to, they could go 1, 2, 3, adapt, and then have 4 mana. No, they're just going to go Tulane. This is the point where I'd be like, should I just cast my commander? Or what if they have a removal spell? Shimmer Dragon, this card's very good. Alright, doing it. Commander's out. See if our opponent can deal with it or not. If they can't, getting the 2/1s off a cast trigger is a little bit better than just drawing cards off a 2/1 or off of casting creatures, but there's also a good chance that they can just play like a Prison Realm of their own or something. So opponent paid 3 mana to get 3 mana, but have a better attacker. Fine by me. So 5 mana. Okay. They can also activate Tulane for a single mana with that Biomancer's Familiar out, which is really good. Also, keep in mind they can adapt additional times as well. God, they had it. That or they just drew it, but I can Prison Realm their Prison Realm. Is that better than Prison Realm in their commander? I am probably going to keep this in exile, though, because I plan on bouncing it. That's bad, because then they can just replay it. That's stupid. Well, now my commander's exiled, but we're going to probably Prison Realm the Prison Realm. Take 4. Board Wrath would be nice. Mortify. Well, that also deals with that, doesn't it? What's my play then? I think I'm just going to Prison Realm their commander and then next turn go Mortify plus an artifact or enchantment. Because I can't do that this turn. I could go Mortify Winged Words. Then I'm discarding for turn. No, let's just Prison Realm their thing. Yeah, make them replay their commander. Although they have enough mana to do it, so it's not that big of a deal. I really need a board wipe to stabilize myself and then get ahead here. I also have Banish into Fable active. Get that out of there. Alright, I'm going to probably take a hit here. Didn't really set him back too much with the Tulane. A board wipe would be very nice, though. Massacre Girl doesn't quite do it, because it doesn't have any small creatures to hit first. Well, that changes things. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, man. If we draw Massacre Girl, we get to go straight down the line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kaya's Wrath also welcome. Might just banish into Fable this turn, though. Okay, Arcane Signet. So if I go banish here, 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 they can replay Tulane, replay basically both of these things. I could go Signet, Mortify, Winged Words, or I could go, yeah, let's just do this. Let's go Mortify here, just to get my commander back. And then let's go Signet to make a Faerie, and then Winged Words to just draw a couple extra cards here. Again, we're looking for a board wipe. That's not a board wipe. It is a lot of extra damage, but not sure how much that matters right now. Scary turn from the opponent. Lots of mana. Lots of potential answers in hand. Crowl Harpooner. I guess that trades for a Layla, so it's not really the worst. Our opponent having that Prison Realm was really janky. Not janky, but bad for us, I should say. And we don't have a... We just don't have the board wipe to get ahead here. Okay, trade for a Layla. Let's put that in the command zone this time. Sure, Fairy Vandal's fine. This actually won't get any counters this turn. Alright, opponent keeps the value train going. Parhelion. We can bounce that, though. Parhelion is one of the harder cards to deal with from that deck. I'll trade for Risen Reef. Sure. No box. Board Wrath. No, nothing. Play Shimmer Dragon that can also block Parhelion. Or hold up Banish is the real question. Shimmer Dragon lets me start drawing additional cards. I think I want to draw additional cards. This can block the Parhelion. I need, like I said, I need to find a Board Wrath to be anywhere near trying to win this game. And I'm just not. Opponent, meanwhile, getting all the value one could ask for. Not enough artifacts and enchantments to even think about trying to kill them with this card, even though this is probably one of the win cons in the deck. Alright, opponent trying to figure out how to crew the Parhelion, I'm assuming. I mean, they could crew Parhelion and attack with it. I have to basically block it. That card's absurd. And then they could just bounce the Parhelion back to their hand or something along those lines. Also, this card is very ridiculous with a Biomancer's Familiar. It's 2 mana, make a flyer, draw a card. Tome of Legends is fine. That's actually worse than like all the other card draw they have on board. Sure, they would rather activate that than use the Faerie for 2 mana. They might not have realized that they get to use the Biomancer Familiar's kind of reduction on that Faerie formation yet. It looks like they're going to attack with the Parhelion and then Chulane it back to their hand or something. No, never mind. They're not doing that. All right, Dragon. I see you, Dragon. So, I have to make sure if I cast this that the first target is something that Chulane can't bounce back. Otherwise, they can fizzle the entire thing, I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure how that works, actually. If I would still get the copies or not. All right, here comes Parhelion. I'm going to block the Parhelion. They're going to, I assume, bounce it back to their hand is what they're doing here. Oh, never mind. Well, anything I block, they're going to go ahead and bounce back. So let's just block the Parhelion and make them use their mana to bounce it back. And this can block Risen Reef, I suppose. Wait, am I dead? 4, 8, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, shoot. I didn't realize I was that close to actually just being dead. 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And if they can adapt, yeah, they're just going to adapt the thing again. No, they attacked with the Familiar, so they can't do that. Well, Board Wrath or bust now, for sure. Bouncing the Parhelion's not even that good, because they can't replay it this turn. They can't attack with it next turn. Let's go tap, tap, submit 2. Come on, Massacre Girl, Kaya's Wrath. No. All right, take 1,000,000. Go to 1. All right, we're at 1. Let's see. If I bounce 3 creatures, I can block 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's to hoping. No, they don't have blue mana open. So bounce 1, 2, 3 creatures. I need another blocker then. So 1, 2, 3. Nope. Let's just go Shambly Boy and pass the turn. This is not good. Not good. Maybe they make a bad attack here, though, thinking they're going to kill me, and I get to eat some things. I guess I have to block a bunch of... Or I have to bounce a bunch of flyers, though. Alright, so let them make their attack. Send the Leafkin Druid. No, send the Leafkin Druid. Okay. So when it attacks, let's go ahead and do this in response to that triggering. Chulane can bounce something. When you cast this spell from your hand, copy it if you control an artifact, then copy it if you control an enchantment. So I should still get the targets, or I should still get to bounce things even if they bounce the original, and I'm going to bounce this anyway. Yeah, okay, so it triggers on casting. That's interesting. So we're going to bounce, bounce, and I guess bounce the 5/4, even though I kind of want to try and kill the 5/4, so we have to bounce this. Opponent lets that happen. They could deny us a 2/2 blocker here, I think, by using Chulane. And this gives us some knights. Our opponent's going to go ahead and draw a card. And we're going to go block here. Block here. Actually, this can trade. This can eat Tulane. This can chump block, and then we can eat Risen Reef. Alright, I guess that's the name of the game. They're going to save the Faerie. Interesting. If I were them, I'd probably just make a bunch of blockers. Alright, sure. Sure. I mean, this still gives us another turn here to try and draw something. I guess I could play my commander and try to make enough blockers, but that's not going to win through the Faerie. We did kill the Biomancer's Familiar, though. Sure. Should also note I can gain some life with the Golden Egg, so I should probably keep some mana up next turn. We'll see. Faerie Vandal's fine. Alright. That's not a particularly good card. Alright, so what are we doing here? I can cast this for 6. That leaves me with 4 mana. And then I can go Alila plus... Oh, I didn't draw end of turn. Ugh, that's bad. My opponent can make 1 flying blocker. So if I go Alila plus Banner, that's 9 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then I have 2 mana up to Golden Egg if I need to. That seems fine. And I guess I can attack with Shambling Suit. Might as well wait because I'm going to have a additional artifact on board. Oh no, go away. Heraldic Banner. Make a blocker. Let's choose blue. So my blue creatures will get an additional +1/+0. And then let's go ahead and... Should I not attack with this for any reason? 1, 2, 3. No, and then they have 4 blockers. No, I'm going to attack with this. They can take the 5 or chump or do whatever they're going to do. Alright, you're up, opponent. Yep. Make a Faerie, draw a card. Opponent's going to out-Faerie us. And they can draw a card from the tome as well. No end to the card draw. No end to the card draw. So if I do survive another turn and I can stick all that glitters on Alila, I might be doing fine. Okay. That's actually not lethal yet. Because the Leafkin Druid's not lethal with the Golden Egg. If they have a removal spell, it is. But I do have to block with everything, which means Alila is not sticking around. Alright. Sure, so... Let's go ahead and do our blocks as best as possible. Alila... Actually, no, that's a 7/6, so we're going to go block. This can only get 1 additional counter. Block... Block, and then block. That's basically how we have to block. And then I'm going to sacrifice this food to gain some life and hope my opponent doesn't have like some pump spell or something. And we'll go up to 4 and then down to 2. But we get to eat a pretty decent amount of our opponent's board, including the Faerie formation and the Vandal. Let's put you in the command zone. Alright. That wasn't terrible. I wish I still had a lifelinker on board, if I'm being completely honest. Solana Wayfinder, sure. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this gives +4. 2, 4, 6, 8. That's actually not bad. So I can cast Alila and hold up Wall Mage's Binding. Which means I can also probably attack this turn. with this. All right, let's go Alila again. And I will pass the turn. We have Law Mage's Binding on their turn to stop a blocker and also make a token, a flying token. Shark to Crab. Okay. Opponent keeps going all in to try and kill us, and it's not... It's just shy of working. It's just shy of working. So they're going to tap a Layla down. That uses 4 more mana. We're going to let this happen. They can't tap the dragon. Oh no, they can tap the dragon. That's actually good for me, I think. Because I want to stick this all that glitters. I don't have 3 artifacts. 4 or more artifacts. Alright, so before attacks or after attacks? No, I think I want after attacks. No, I want them to attack. Yeah, send the Leafkin Druid in. Alright, let's go Wall Mage's Binding now on Shark to Crab. Or on Incubation Druid. Doesn't really matter. I'm going to put it on Shark to Crab. This makes a 3/1 blocker. And then we're going to go block here. And yeah, I guess trade here. Gain us some life back. So we take 3, gain 3. We stay at 5, and we eat a couple more of our opponent's blockers. They're going to have a flying blocker, which is kind of annoying. Maybe they don't go for it. Maybe they go for Tulane or something. I don't know if they can even cast that. Nope, they go for the Pixie. Shimmer Dragon will not untap, though. Rosethorn Acolyte. So another dude. Alright, we know their hand. And we can actually go all that glitters now and start gaining a bunch of life back. Yeah, this actually seems pretty good. So we're going to go... We're going to play our hand here. All that glitters on our flyer. And this will put us actually really far out of range of dying. Let's go Ancestral Blade. Trigger, make a flyer. Let's just play Shine Chaser here. Not that it's that good of a card or anything, but get our hand out there. Let's go ahead and equip to Alila. And we're going to hit our opponent for 11 here. They either chump with the Pixie or take 11. They probably have to chump, to be honest. I could attack with this as well. Yeah, I should have attacked with Shambling Shoot for sure. No, they go to 4. Alright, opponent goes to 4. And we go to 16. And we now have a ton of flyers on board. They get a bunch of extra draws here. We get a couple extra draws as well. We have 2. We do have 4 artifacts on board now, so Dragon is hexproof. Let's see what the attack looks like. Attack all in. This looks like a desperation attack. I'm going to trade for the flyer. Chump block here. Block here, and I won't even block that 2/3. All right. Oh, they're gonna time warp me or time wipe, I guess. Ooh, did they drew the no Parhelion? Never mind, they didn't draw a removal spell or the board wrath. Oh, Forbidding Spirit. I think they just die now though, because I can pay for these 2 and they can't block them. They can crew this. Yeah, I think they're dead. I am going to go ahead and draw some cards, though. 1, 2. All right, if we draw Massacre Girl, I quit. 1, 2. Jeez, this has been a long game. I'm pretty sure my opponent's just dead now, though. Draw for turn. 1, 2, 3. I'll send the third guy in just to make sure. Pay 6. And that'll do it, I think. All right. Woo. That was the longest game we've played so far. They had the removal spell for our Faerie early on, and we managed to crawl back in there. If anything, that's showing maybe a fault with the deck our opponent was playing, in that it doesn't have a lot of stuff to really do in the late game. I'm sure if they had maybe replayed Parhelion or not bounced it or something, I don't know, something different could have gone on there for me to just be dead that game. But I got a little lucky, even though my draws weren't great, and we managed to call back in. And what was that, round 1? So we got 2 more to play. Yeah, scheming indeed. Let's go and jump into match 2. All right, we are on the play this time. Emergent Zone is in this deck for some reason. Fine hand. It plays our commander on turn 4, but our best ramp is here. Yeah, this is still keepable. We have a Conclave Tribunal to interact. We have a Temple, which I'll scry lands to the top here. Chemist's Insight can help us reload later on. And Bloodstock Altar is not bad in this deck. This is also in the Sacrifice deck. So now I can name whatever color I want. I think you're just supposed to name blue with this anyway, due to the Faerie tokens. Now, this deck, I think we saw it with the Chulane video. They have like Despark and Mortify as their only removal. They also have single combat, but that's not great. Oh, this is annoying. We're going to play this Imperial Eagle instead of the Banner. Mostly to have a blocker for Vanguard. If they want to use a removal on the Eagle, I'm kind of cool with it. Alright. Sure, it's fine. I'll just eat that. Probably just going to run my commander out next turn. Yeah. Alright, we did it last game, got punished. Let's see if we get punished again this game. Not attacking. I still would rather eat the 1-1 or threaten a block on the 2-2 if my opponent does kill Alayla. Oh, this deck also has Integrity Intervention, which is kind of relevant given the 3 toughness. Alright, nice. So we get to basically untap with our commander here, which is super sweet. Scrabbling Claws is not actually a terrible draw because it makes a 3-1 flyer. If I attack with I can just attack with both my creatures here and then make some chump blocker flyers. Yeah, I'm going to go Heraldic Banner, Scrabbling Claws. Let's name blue. That actually lets me hit for 8 this turn. Claws. And then we will jam here and here. Not a bad start. Not a bad start at all. If they cast single combat, I'll just keep my commander and I can rebuild pretty easy. This thing gives another Knight indestructible when it attacks, though, which is very relevant. Alright, Knight's Charge is good, but I don't think you can just swing everything in here. Look, my commander's making 4-2 flyers. Sure, I've got some stuff pumping it, but cast a spell I want to cast anyway, and not Scrabbling Claws, and I make a 4-2 flyer. Like, they can't attack here. What? They're just throwing away... I mean, they're getting in a lot of damage, but they're going to throw away a ton of creatures here. I'm sure they're giving the Vanguard indestructible, but I get to just trade with the other 2. They get to keep that soldier, I guess. Maybe there's some argument for not even blocking there. 4, 8. I hit 16 damage on board. Alright. I'm okay with this, though. I get to lifelink back this damage. Let's go and Scrabble and Claws you. Get some knights out of your graveyard. Make the second part of this not relevant. And we can play this Owl next turn as well. Hit our opponent for another 8. I'm going to save Tribunal for something just a little bit more threatening here. Command Tower's a fine draw. So let's go. Let's play this first. We don't know what we're going to hit. Might be something we want to cast ahead of time. Sure, Exaltation. Not exactly amazing. And I could still cast Tribunal if I want to, but I don't think I will. I think I'll save it for next turn, and they might just be dead. If they don't have a board wipe, they're just dead. Even if they kill a Leela, I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 damage on board. So not just dead, but basically dead. They do have single combat. Yeah, I'll just keep my commander. Like, this is fine. And then they can't even cast creatures next turn. I can't either, but I can cast this stuff. Sure. Let's go ahead and just eat one of their cards. I should have done that in response to get a guaranteed knight, because they'll probably just exile single combat here. Yeah. Alright, you got it. Oh, this gains life too. It's super good. Alright, so Exaltation lets me hit for more damage this turn. Blood-Soaked Altar uses my mana a little bit more efficiently. Kind of want to just play the Altar. Turn that Faerie into a... Maybe that's greedy. I'm going to discard Chemister's Insight here. My opponent can't cast creatures next turn. Yeah, so this plus this is lethal next turn if that's all they have as a flyer. It does look like they might have a intervention, though. That or they're trying to cast their commander and wondering why they can't. It is because you cannot cast creature or planeswalker spells until the end of your next turn. I'm assuming that's what's going on. Opponent also does not have 8 mana, so they can't bring back this one knight in their graveyard, and we're going to Scrabble and Claws it out of there anyway. Alright, kind of what I expected. So, I mean, yeah, my opponent got a bunch of extra damage, but they traded cards for tokens. I didn't have to pay mana for my tokens. I mean, in a weird sort of way I did, but I got my tokens for free. They had to use turns and cards to play their creatures, and we just traded resources while also nugging them in the air for like 16. That was like really the power of this deck, is against creature decks with not a lot of removal. You stick the commander, they don't deal with it. You just go off and they can't win. Single combat's not even that good because it locks them out of playing creatures the next turn, whereas I can just play in my next turn, playing artifacts and enchantments and rebuilding my board ahead of them. And then I actually get the first swing with all those creatures too. So, one more. Let's go ahead and jump in. All right, we're up first this time. We are against the Mirror Match. We have a sketchy hand, but I think Mortify makes it decent here because I can kill their commander. Ancestral Blade's not great. This is not a good hand, but I'm going to keep it. It's basically a Mulligan to 6 already because this card is not something you want to cast in the first 10 turns of the game or so. But we really just need a blue source and we're set. Gonna run with a bunch of white sources for now. Not a good draw. Yeah, let's just keep running white sources because we have this owl. Next turn, if we don't draw land, we'll play a swamp. And we'll see how punished we get here. Gonna try to save this Mortify for my opponent's commander. Drawing a Mana Rock or something would be great too. That's not great. Let's go and attack. And pass the turn. Alright, next turn is the do or die turn. We've had 3 draws. Will we get our 4th land? Will it be a blue source? White sources are also welcome. We just don't want swamps. This is also pretty good on the commander if they play it. Loses all abilities, doesn't give him the option to recast it. Maybe there's some argument for that. Animating Faerie, so they're playing a Windrake. Sure. Sure. It's half of what I asked for. Really? Okay. Sure. Oh, I can't Frogify their commander. Yeah, if they play the commander, I'm just going to mortify it. Buy me some time here. I can't actually cast any spells at all if I don't draw blue source. Heyo! Still can't cast that, but I can cast my commander. And make you use removal on this. Oh, I should have equipped. Bad move. All right, Tribunal, sure. So we can go back and forth with this. I'm gonna put that in exile because we're gonna bounce it at some point with Banish into Fable. I could give him the oops here, like, oh, I didn't mean to do that. There we go. Smothering Tide is actually really good in this sort of matchup. See, if they replay their commander, I'll go ahead and Frogify it, I think. And that should neutralize it while also keeping it on board, so they can't just replay it. Alright, opponent went for it. We say sure. Emergence Zone. Badland is bad, but it's fine. I could also banish it. I could go bounce, bounce. That's not very good. Let's just Frogify it. Can I play this? I can play this. I don't want to make it an army. Let's Frogify. And I can actually, because they're going to give me a treasure token here, I can use this on end step if need be. Oh, it's a blue frog. Look at that. Look at that. No abilities. They're going to have to use removal or something on their own creature here. And that does make these knights a lot worse. Because then they can block. But then it costs 8 mana to replay. It's probably fine. Yeah, this is going to be a good turn. We're going to go bounce, bounce, bounce. We're going to instant speed Gyre, captivating Gyre our opponent. Make 3 2/2s. They're probably going to block one of them. And we're going to get our commander on board. Should we just eat this now? No, actually, them attacking with that is perfect. Because now they can't even block it. Alright, thanks for the treasure. Bounce. I have an enchantment and an artifact. When you cast this, it copies twice. Bounce. Bounce. We are just decimating our opponent here. Get to play this. Oh, we can't actually play this next turn because we used our treasure. That's a little bit awkward, but this seems pretty good. That's fine. Get out of here, Emergence Zone. Why are you even in this deck? Nobody loves you. Emergence Zone, a Mace of the Valiant. I guess I'll just equip the blade. I don't really want to cast all that glitters here. My opponent's probably going to spend next turn replaying the Conclave anyway. And that takes a huge chunk out of their life total. Start restocking on our Smothering Tithe mana. Alright, I would say that last set of exchanges went reasonably well. Hardcast Tribunal. Sure. Go and get the commander out of here again. We will put it in the command zone this time. And then probably just Eagle, I would guess. Eagle blocks all my creatures. Shambling Suits. That does not block all my creatures. They only... Oh, yeah, it comes down as a 2/3. It does not block the flyer, though. Alright, Temple of Silence. Let's go ahead and play that. Island can go to the bottom. I can play this, or I could play Alila again, but can't use an artifact or enchantment in the same turn. So I think I'm going to go play this, equip the mace, and attack. See what we draw here. Prison Realm seems pretty good. And I'm just going to equip this to the flyer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to attack with everything. If they block a knight and just spend next turn recasting this, I can Prison Realm it. They know I have the Prison Realm. They can eat a knight here. But I'm okay with that as well. No, they didn't block with their commander? That's weird. They want it on board for some reason? I mean, they could always have a Mortify or something to get this Frogify off. Interesting. Oh, neat. They have the same card. And they have an Artifact and Enchantment. Pretty good, pretty good. So let's see what they end up bouncing. Tokens. Oh, bounce the bird. Yeah, they might go bounce the fairy, bounce a knight, bounce the bird. Oh, bounce their commander, not the frog. Oh, yeah, I guess bouncing the Frogify is not exactly a game plan. All right, tides are turning a little bit here. I think, though, I can just kill them with the All That Glitters and my owl. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, assuming they don't have anything, I'm pretty sure they're just dead here. +9. Not going to use any more mana than that. Get in there. Giant flyer. Boom. Got there in the mirror match. So after going 0-3 with the Chulane deck, we take the 3-0 with the Alayla deck. And to be fair, Alayla was winning one way or another that game. Very nice. Oh, Goblin Banneret. Nice. Not nice. Okay, so yeah. That's going to go ahead and do it for the Eldraine Courtside Brawl. Thank you, Wizards, for putting this up. This was super fun and gives me kind of some insight into whether I'm buying these in paper or not. But against each other, they're kind of cool. I want to see how they work in a 4-person game, because 1v1 can be lopsided some amount of the time. But they all seem to balance. I do think this deck is better than the rest, but it's not like these are just completely unplayable or anything. They're all kind of cool. They all do their own thing. I think they're also kind of like in order from worst to best. The Knight deck, it just doesn't have enough tricks, right? It's pretty all in. It doesn't have a lot of recovery from one of the board wraths. This deck is just super clunky. It's fun. It just requires so much setup. It doesn't have a lot of interaction. This deck, it's got a cool game plan, and I think they were very careful to not make it super broken. But we did very poorly with this one. And then this deck is just great. Like, the majority of your cards are just good, whether they're on their own or not. And, you know, we didn't even draw, like, Safara, but we draw the Hexproof Dragon, and we could see how good the commander is when it sticks around. So, yeah, I like all these decks. I do think least to greatest, they're set up already as we would put them ourselves. And that's going to go ahead and bring a conclusion to this series. This was by far the longest video of the 4, so we'll go ahead and cut it short. If you liked this Brawl content, if you want to see more, of anything on this channel, let me know in the comments below. Find us on Twitter, MTG_ManaRocks. Stay tuned to the channel for more Brawl when it comes out. I will definitely be playing it. Thanks for being here. My name's Timothy with ManaRocks. See you all next time.